The world had seen natural disasters, wildfires, and storms that tore through entire forests. But what unfolded one dusty afternoon on the outskirts of Willow Ranch was unlike anything humanity had ever witnessed. It all began with a lonely old horse named Maple. She was a chestnut mare with soft brown eyes, abandoned years ago by an owner who left without saying goodbye. The ranch had taken her in, fed her, healed her scars, and let her roam freely in the wide valleys that stretched toward the silent forest, a place filled with legends. The locals claimed strange things lived deep inside that forest, creatures nobody had named, insects bigger than dogs, shadows that moved even when the wind was still. Most people stayed away, but Maple, she didn't know fear. She only knew loneliness. On that warm evening, the sky glowed orange, wind rustling through tall grass as Maple wandered close to the tree line. She lowered her head, sniffing at a patch of wildflowers, unaware that something ancient was stirring beneath the earth. The ground trembled. The flowers quivered, and the soil split open. A monstrous chittering sound, sharp and metallic, stabbed through the valley like a blade. Maple froze. Her ears twitched, and before she could react, the creature burst upward, a giant bug, unlike anything science had ever recorded. Its carapace shimmered black-green, marked with bioluminescent veins pulsing like poisonous rivers. 6 serrated legs stabbed into the ground as it rose taller than a car. Its mandibles clicked violently, dripping clear venom that hissed when it hit the soil. Maple bolted. She ran faster than she had in years, hooves pounding the earth as the monstrous insect lunged after her. But the bug was fast, far faster than any natural creature had the right to be. It closed the distance in seconds. A shriek echoed across the plain, and then the world went dark. For Maple, everything became a blur. For the world, it was only beginning. At 5:12 p.m., a frantic emergency call hit the local rescue command center. A massive creature chasing a horse, unknown species. Looks like a mutated, oh my god, it just grabbed her. The dispatcher froze. Repeat that? The voice on the line was trembling. Send help. The horse, it's trapped under that thing. Within seconds, alarms blared across the rescue compound. Engines roared. Boots pounded on concrete. Team Valor, the region's most elite wildlife rescue squad, mobilized immediately. Their leader, Captain Riley Cross, leaped into the transport truck, gripping the dashboard as the engine thundered. His crew, medic Lena, heavy specialist Jax, drone operator Mia, and animal handler Tom, strapped in behind him. Coordinates locked, Mia announced, eyes flicking across screens. Thermal scans show a huge heat signature, bigger than anything on record. Jax grunted. If it bleeds acid, I'm going home. Riley shot him a glare. No one is going home until we get that horse out alive. The truck tore across the plains, dust spiraling behind them. As they neared the forest edge, the scene revealed itself, and every heart in the team sank. The giant bug stood atop a cracked mound of earth, claws pinning Maple by the hind leg. She trembled violently, her breath short and painful. One wrong move, one twitch, and the beast could tear her apart. Good God, Lena whispered. Riley grabbed the megaphone. Deploy, form defense perimeter. The team moved with fluid precision. Drones lifted into the air, feeding live footage back to Mia. Jax unhooked a reinforced spear launcher. Lena prepared tranquilizers strong enough to drop a rhino. Tom readied a calming serum for Maple. Then the bug lifted its head, and everything erupted into chaos. It saw them. It screamed, a horrible metallic cry, and then it charged. The spectators around the world didn't exist yet. The cameras weren't rolling. Not until Mia shouted, "News chopper inbound. We're live in 30 seconds." Riley swore under his breath. Perfect timing. Moments later, millions of people would be glued to screens around the globe, watching the most terrifying rescue mission ever broadcast. But for now, only the team stood between Maple and unspeakable death. The bug lunged with horrifying speed. Riley dove aside as its claws slashed through the air, slicing a tree clean in half. Jax fired a spear. It bounced off the monster's armored shell. Are you kidding me? Jax yelled. It's wearing a tank! Lena took her shot, a dart embedding into the creature's neck joint. The beast screamed, but instead of slowing, it got angrier. It's resisting the sedative, Lena shouted. Then we distract it, Riley ordered. Jax, you're bait! Why am I always bait? Because you're big and loud, move. Jack sprinted across the field, waving his arms and yelling insults at the bug. It worked. The monster turned and barreled after him, earth shaking under its massive body. Now, Riley commanded. Tom rushed to Maple, sliding beside her trembling form. He gently stroked her neck. You're okay. You're okay. Stay still, girl. Her sides heaved wildly, eyes wide with terror. Tom injected the calming serum. Slowly, her muscles stopped convulsing. But her leg was pinned, twisted under the weight of the monster's earlier attack. Mia's voice crackled through the earpiece. Captain! The bug is circling back. Riley turned. Jax was running out of breath, cornered against a fallen log. Jax! Duck! Riley threw a flash grenade. A blinding white explosion lit the field. The bug shrieked, clawing at its own face. Jax scrambled away. Do not make me bait again! The drone feed flickered as Mia zoomed closer. Captain, its armor is thin on the underside. That's your only chance. Riley grabbed 2 reinforced steel poles welded for emergencies. Jax, on me! Together they charged the disoriented bug, slid under its massive belly and rammed the poles upward with all their strength. The creature convulsed. A hideous screech tore through the sky. Venom sprayed in all directions, sizzling where it landed. But it worked. The monster staggered backward, lifted off Maple's leg and collapsed onto its side. Dazed, but still alive. Tom, get Maple out now, Riley barked. Tom and Lena worked frantically, cutting vines and debris tangled around her. Maple groaned as they lifted her leg. It wasn't broken, thank God, but deeply bruised. She can stand, Tom said. Help me. Together they braced her weight. Maple rose shakily. Just as relief washed through the team, something moved behind them. Mia screamed over the headset. The bug is getting up! The drone feed showed it rising again, furious, wings unfurling like black blades. Its mandibles clicked with murderous rhythm. It's going airborne. Mia yelled, Run! But the monster didn't fly upward. Instead, it dove straight toward Maple. Riley grabbed a flare gun. Jax lifted a steel net. Tom threw his arms around Maple's neck to shield her. Fire! Riley shouted. 3 flare rounds streaked through the air, slamming into the bug's face and underbelly. A burst of fire. A roar that shook the trees. And then the creature collapsed, unmoving, the light in its glowing veins flickering out. Silence. Heavy, earth-shattering silence. Maple trembled against Tom's chest, breathing shallow but alive. Riley dropped the flare gun and exhaled a long, shaking breath. That, he said, was too close. Within minutes, the scene was swarmed with cameras, scientists, wildlife officials, and emergency medics. News outlets across the world replayed the footage. The giant bug charging. Jax running for his life. Maple lying helpless beneath the monster. Riley and Jax ramming steel poles beneath its armor. The final explosion of flares. It became one of the most viral rescue videos ever recorded. Maple was transported to Willow Ranch, treated for bruising, dehydration, and shock. The team visited her every day. One evening, as the sun dipped behind purple clouds, Maple lifted her head and pressed it gently against Tom's chest. Tears welled in his eyes. She remembers, he whispered. Riley smiled softly. Of course she does. She knows we saved her. Scientists later discovered that the giant bug was an undocumented species awakened by underground seismic activity, possibly centuries old. A creature lost to time, but none of that mattered to Maple. She only understood one thing. She wasn't alone anymore. The rescue team made sure she never would be, and for the rest of her days, Maple ran free across the ranch. No longer the lonely horse who wandered too close to the forest, but the horse the entire world fought to save.